Because
the children of the world.
it's community work.
Okay. All right. So, Tanya, what I decided that we'll talk about today is I wanted to pose it as a question. Do you notice how for if you don't have a child, and if you do, if you don't have a child, maybe your niece or your nephew, and if you have a child, your son or your daughter goes out there, maybe at school, at church, at relatives or friends and family, and they're saying, your child is so amazing, he's this, is that, he's so helpful, he's so thoughtful, he helps, he always goes on errands and all, and you're raising your eyebrows like, who? My son? Like, and then there's always something nice that, people out there have to say about your daughter or your son. And you ask yourself, like, is it the same child that is in my house? We're talking of someone else. Do you experience that?
I absolutely have.
I do.
Yeah.
So it's like the children are at their best behavior before other people out there. So at home, you teach them all sorts of things, but they show you the worst of all they've got. And then when they go out there, they give the best of what they got. They give everything you've given them, you've taught them, and more. And we wonder, what's that syndrome? Why does that happen? Why are children prone to doing that, and how can it stop? Is it only children that do that, as a matter of fact? Isn't it amazing how, most times you just look at children and we probably would wonder or complain about what they do, but we don't pay attention to where do they learn these things from. So, for instance, have you thought of the fact that I was just, I think it was something I was reading yesterday, and it was saying something like, maybe your child, when your child, for instance, your 7-year-old picks up a glass, a tumbler, maybe it's empty, maybe it's got water in it, and probably they want to pick it up someplace and put it elsewhere. You're like, no, you're going to break that tumbler. You raise your voice at your child, and if the tumbler falls and breaks, then you will tell the child, oh, you're not good for nothing, your hand is always shaking, this one, that one.
Yeah.
But if a visitor came and broke a glass in your home, so no, don't worry, it's nothing, it's probably, we'll just get another one. And so those who are close and dear and near to you get better treatment than the children in your home. And so we might not pay attention to these things, but they happen over and over and over. Your child wants to talk to you, and you say, can't you see I'm busy, I'm talking? And then someone else interrupts you. Maybe it's your neighbor's child. Oh, kitty, 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 what are you trying to say? And your child was just trying to say something to you, but your child isn't that kitty, kitty, kitty enough. And so these things happen, and psychologically you build up these children. So they believe, okay, we've heard, Sha. So, but when we go out, we'll show them that we have heard. But when we're in there, well, everybody, we see ourselves, ourselves, let's do it. So if, for instance, you're experiencing this a lot, you have your child or your children who everybody's commending. Why do they commend this child? And you wonder, can this child behave this way at home? What are the things you need to do to change that? First of all, you need to reassess yourself. How do you treat your children at home? What are the considerations that you give to your children at home? How do you talk to them? What are the things what are the excuses you're able to make for them at home? How do you tolerate their excesses? How are you able to manage their faults and their weaknesses? How kind are you when you speak to them, when you address them, right? You need to assess all these things, because if you are unable to set that example for them, There is no way they are going to do anything different. You have to set the example for them first. So that's the first thing you need to do. How? You need to start checking yourself. Observe. How do you talk to them? How do you treat them beside your friends, when your friends are there, when your neighbors that you like are there, and those you want to impress are there? How do you talk to them? What are the considerations you give them? Because if you check these things, you might, chances are, on a scale of 0 to 10, you might notice that 5 to 6, maybe even 7, you are at fault. You could be faulted for not being kind enough, considerate enough, attentive enough, tolerant enough. When you check this, that's number one. After you've checked this, the consideration and treatment you give to your children, the next thing will be to have conversations with the children. Why is it? I realize that there are times when I've had to talk to wherever he goes, he's the best, he's the outstanding child, he's this, he's that. And I'm like, well, you make me talk a lot at home. Why? I'm always complaining. I tell you this, Shitoni, how come your teachers, your friends and all, how come everybody is so proud? Why can't you? And I say, look, who are your most favorite people? And he says, you, and he names every member of his family. And I was like, okay, we're your most favorite people. Don't you think we deserve your most favorite parts, the most favorite parts and the best parts of you? You need to have that conversation with the children. Make them understand when you have shown them that it is the people who are closest and nearest to you are the ones who deserve the best of you. Your best behavior, your best character. You don't have to impress. There's no need to impress people out there if you cannot pay that charity at home. I remember my son, I don't think he was up to 5. And he was telling me Mom was charity. Because I was like, haven't you heard that charity begins at home? I said, Mom, what's charity? I said, that's someone's name. Leave me alone. So they need to understand that there isn't any point in pressing people out there. You have to start these things at home. Be at your best at home with the people that you love. I remember a story I read when I was in the university some way back when it was a woman who was cooking in her kitchen, and then her son had gone out to play, and while playing he had picked some flowers. He saw some really lovely flowers, and I was like, oh, these are so colorful and so beautiful, they will look nice in my mom's hair. And then he picked them, and so he was all soiled from playing out in the sand and grassy areas and all. So as he was coming in, he held the flowers behind him, in his hands behind him, like a tiny bunch, and he wanted to surprise his mom and probably tuck the flowers in her hair. So he said, oh Mom, and then he said, no, you leave, I've told you, once you come in, go straight to the bathroom and wash your bathroom. And the child, all he had wanted to do was just to offer her the flowers he had picked and to probably tuck them in her hair, and she didn't give him a chance to speak. I was like, but mom, he said, no, just go straight to the bathroom. And he left, dropped the flowers right there because he held them behind him. So he just opened his palm and the flowers dropped on the floor so that he could go and wash up. And after he had left, the woman had walked around the kitchen a bit and then now saw some bright and colorful stuff, and they were flowers. And the child had eating, taken his shower, had his dinner and gone to bed sad because he didn't get the chance to tell Mom, I love you, and I saw these flowers and I felt they're as pretty as you, and I wanted you to have them because I know they will look lovely on you. So what the lesson in that was, we do not speak to strangers the way we speak to our loved ones. It's like we pay more respect to people out there than we pay to our near and dear ones, to our children. And the children learn these things. And so, by effect, they would pay in the same coin. It's not like they're trying to revenge. No. They get wired that way because that's what they learn. That's what you show them at home. So if you feel like your children are not giving off their best, you need to check what's going on at home. I've had to. Me, the children natural, I've had to examine that a lot. How am I speaking to this child? What are the considerations I give him? Do I pay more attention to other children and other people? When he wants to talk to me, do I listen, or do I tell him to wait and wait and wait eternally, and I'm listening to other people? When he does something haphazardly, am I quick to scold him? And I wouldn't easily scold another child who would do that. I think about all these things. I consider all these things. I pay attention to, and it's who there commends them, and it makes me wonder if this is my child or not. Okay, so that's it.
Listen, yeah, I've been that person where I'll speak for myself. When I was younger and I try to do something nice for my mom and she gives me that attitude, I'm not getting that thing I was going to give you. Because if you notice, you when you were telling me about the child who dropped the flower, he didn't come back, wash off, and come and give the mother the flowers.
No.
That was the end of your flowers, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
He felt so sad, like, come, and all I wanted to do was to tell her how beautiful she is, and how these flowers look just as beautiful as she is, how I thought they would look nice on her hair, and how I love her. He came with all those nice, mushy, lovely things, and all you had to give was, go wash after. And he was off, and it kills something. And so she's passed a double message. See, whatever you want to do isn't important. All that is important is what I say, and you have to always think of that first. No, your opinion doesn't count ever, right? So that's one thing. And then secondly, no, see, postpone this your love. She eventually saw the flowers, and according to how the stories go, she had to apologize and say, I need to treat you better. I should have listened to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate, but that's like crumbling paper.
The kid got an apology.
Yeah.
How many parents to give apology? They just say, have you eaten? Will you eat? Come and take
Extra.
That's not nice. I keep saying this. Parents must learn to apologize to children. When you've done something wrong, apologize. If you don't, this is still the same thing. If you don't learn to apologize to your children, you're teaching your children that it's okay not to apologize to people when they do something wrong. That is just not say I'm sorry. It's just fine how I see you. Come here, let me argue. After that, what happens to what you have said or what you have done wrong? So parents should learn. It won't kill you. Our parents didn't apologize to us. I mean, I've had a recent battle again over this apology thing. As in so recent, you won't believe. But hey, our parents didn't apologize. But look, how did it make us feel? Not being apologized to for obvious things that our parents did. You see that apology? I'm so sorry. It can heal. There's a hormone it releases in the body. And the fact is, it costs nothing to say it. It does cost nothing. So if you've done something wrong, apologize. Say, that thing I said the other time, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way. It was probably, you can explain why, but make sure that in explaining, you still don't miss out the part where you say, I am sorry. That is absolutely vital. I am sorry.
I hope the parents can hear.
Alright, so if you want to comment or contribute or ask questions, you can call us on 0809 555 0983 or 0704 337 1743. You can send a message on WhatsApp 0809 444 0983, and we're live on Instagram at hotfm_Abuja. Hello. Hey, wait, try and call us back, Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. What is your name and where?
Oh my
what is
goodness, what's going
What is
on?
going
Please do call
on?
back.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Ooh.
They don't even allow us to even say the afternoon.
What's
and
going
finish
on?
there. Hello. Good afternoon.
All right, Samson, go ahead.
I don't want to comment on the apology.
Okay.
Because some are victims. I wanted to
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samson, for that one.
So you see why apologies are
What did Samson say?
Something about he wasn't very clear. He should have turned down the volume of his radio, but something about he was supposed to apologize, but he wanted to hit the person. I don't know, maybe it's his child.
No, someone did something to him, so he was angry, but the person apologized.
And then he come. See, that thing's magic. See, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Genuinely.
See, do you know? Wait, see. Guess what? Sometimes, to save a situation that could just spiral into inexplicable things, you can offer that. Douse the tension, douse the anxiety, douse all whatnot, all the unpleasantness, and then talk about it later. There have been countless number of times when I've had to apologize for things that I wasn't really guilty of. But I apologize because it handled the situation. Oh, no.
Alright, we have a message on Instagram. Rashford Fashion Killer says, "Thank you, sisters. I love you guys a lot. Today's program is so amazing. Thank you."
Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, you need to take down the volume of your radio set when you call in, because if you don't, then there is an interference and we can't hear you. We just hear the buzz. That is so noisy.
You can't talk to us and try to hear yourself at the same time.
No, you cannot. This apology thing, we need to have an entire conversation
on it.
Many parents are balancing upon this tip.
Yeah. These people are shaking. Small.
But I've noticed that a lot of younger parents are doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I remember I saw a child, I can't remember, maybe a toddler, crying, and the father was talking to this child. Come, let's talk about it. What's happening? I'm like, whoa. I mean, sure, yes, talk about it.
But then it will shock you.
Let's talk about it. It was cute, and the child stopped crying because he found out that the father wants to.
Have a discussion.
Yeah. Find out what exactly is
Do you know the generation Alpha? Do you know they are old souls?
They are
old spirits. So yes, when you tell that 2-year-old, let's talk about it, he knows exactly what you're talking about, and he's willing to talk. And then you say, did you not see there is this video about a 2-year-old, he could barely talk. He was telling his dad, mama, me, dada, you, mama, I walk. He couldn't talk, but he was vehemently complaining that mama woke up this morning, he didn't kiss you, dada, he didn't kiss me, he didn't kiss Nana baby, and she went to work. She didn't. She said, why? I said, I don't know. This child is not up to you. He couldn't talk, but he understood. How dare she didn't kiss. Why? She left us bereft of a kiss, and she's gone an entire day.
I'll tell you what, my niece does this thing to my sister when she doesn't want my sister to be on the phone too long. And I was the one that noticed it, and she would, every time my sister would either call or send a voice, it would be, say hi, and she says hi. And then after a while, she goes, Mommy, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mommy, bye-bye. Bye-bye. And I'm actually like, okay, it's fine, we'll talk later. I remember there's a time my sister said, she was going somewhere and she said, I'm talking to your auntie, please leave me alone. She's like, no, Jojo, leave me alone. Boundaries. And Jojo goes, boundaries. And Jojo is just about 1 year old. Boundaries. And I would not have believed it if I didn't get a video. I saw it happen and I was just like, oh my god, banjis. It's like, leave me alone, mommy, bye. And so now we know that we don't spend more than like a minute or two on the phone because it's mommy, bye.
Like it's me time. Let's focus on me. People have had all your lives talking. Now just give me a little time. You know? Yeah.
But it's true now. It's like,
Yes.
you've known each other forever. I just came on the scene. Please give me more time.
Absolutely.
Parents, apologize. So it's not gonna take anything from you. I think older parents are coming to terms with this thing, because my mom, like, before it, are you hungry, what should I cook for you, no? But there are times where she annoys me and I'm like, no, you have to apologize. She apologizes. she even does a whole lot more of I love you too, like,
so cute.
My mom, I don't know if she has gotten. I don't think she ever did that thing about what do you want to eat, what should I cook for you. You will get over it. You will come out when you're done. You will come out of it. You're angry. Before you know who I carried you for 9 months.
Yes.
What's that?
Popular line.
Do you know? No. So what are you angry? You know? And guess what? Sometimes when I scold my son, and then he gets, I said, you upset? Like, seriously? And then I laugh. Inside my bed, I'll go like, Omelogo, you have not recovered. You are still traumatized from your childhood. Please allow this child not to be traumatized like you, you know? Parenting is not an easy task. There is no human being that has it all figured out. There is no, even the best coaches, parents coaches, children teen coaches are having challenges training their own children. It's a work constantly in progress. You learn as you go. So if anybody tells you I'm a perfect parent, my child, it's a lie. It's a lie. You have things that you know would help, and you do a whole lot of it. But guess what? Each child is unique. And every child will present their own unique challenges to every parent. If you have 3 children or 4 children, each child will present a different challenge to you as a parent. And so what's there? There are different things that could help you along the line, and you keep learning. What you might necessarily apply across board might not work 100% for every child. For each child in your family, it could work in different ways. You know, and then I watched a video that explained it differently in some way. It said, when you had your first child, see, the last child doesn't know what it means to be the first child, to be the one who has to set the standards, who has to create way for the interlopers, the one who come after, who have to take away attention from them and all that. The first child, the first child doesn't know what it means to be the last child, who you pass all the buck at. You know, nobody has time for the child. The middle child doesn't know what it means to be either the first or the second, because nobody pays you attention. You're neither cute nor are you strong. You are just there in the middle. You are nobody. So for each in the same family, there are different treatments, different ways you handle the challenge that each child presents. And at this moment, we have to say goodbye. Oh my.
Oh, this conversation is sweet. Especially this last part where you're talking about, and you're right. Every because I remember somebody was asking the question, why is it that kids from the same family will turn out differently? The person answered and said, what that first child's experience is different from what the last child's experience is. Alright, the sisters will see you tomorrow, which is Thursday. My name is Elgiva.
My name is Tonya.
My name is Osase.
And my name is Omelogo. Ciao.
Bye.
Okay. So this is where I have to say goodbye. Thank you for joining. Have yourself enjoy the rest of your week.